Previously on The Business.
Right, let's turn our attention to things stylish. And something that I maybe need a little bit of help in is style, because I always end up wearing my black t-shirt and jeans. That's what's comfortable for me. However, we need to go a little bit more in depth than just that, because we're talking small business this week. And today we speak to somebody who knows the business of style and fashion very well. Dominique Wolf is the style coach. That is what you go by. Dom, welcome to the show. It's very good to have you on board today.
Thank you so much.
So the style coach is obviously what you do. Tell us a bit about what is the style coach? What do you get up to every day?
My business started as really going into people's wardrobes and tidying them up and seeing what they needed and doing personal shopping and then styling them according to what they needed. But I think it became a little bit more interesting and more in depth when I realized that every single person I dealt with had very different bodies, very different tastes, but still wanted to leave the house looking confident and unique. So my business has become a lot about getting to know people and individual personalities and how to bring those personalities out in what people wear.
So let me get this right. You get a client, you arrive at their house, and you invade their wardrobe. Is that correct?
Well, they invite me into their wardrobes.
Okay, fair enough. So they invite you into their wardrobes. So let's talk about styling Ian. What would you do first of all? Apart from panic.
Would you invite me into your wardrobe in the first place? That's the question.
Yeah. Okay. So you go in and you have a look at it, and then you what do you do?
No, you know what I do first. I have at least an hour-long consultation with the client, so I get to know a little bit about their lifestyles, what they do, the work that they do, what they do socially, if they've got children, and also we do measurements of body measurements.
Sure.
So when I go into their wardrobes, I have a good idea of what is going to fit them, what doesn't, and we take it from there.
It's an opportunity, I suppose, that not many South Africans have seen. And I know overseas, when you talk to people and when you speak about wealthy people, the top 1% of earners, they all have personal shoppers and they all have personal stylists. You know, I'm talking TV personalities, movie stars, etc. They have people that style them. But surely there can't be that much of a gap for ordinary South Africans, ordinary people, and I use that term fairly loosely, to get a stylist. How affordable is it really?
Well, I think that's been my biggest challenge, is trying to get people to understand that it is an affordable service and that it actually ends up saving you money, because instead of going out and just buying doing impulsive buying, you've got somebody who's actually telling you what you need in your wardrobe to complete your wardrobe and to complete your look and in a way that suits you.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the focus on the show, obviously, for us here is small business and people doing different things and doing entrepreneurial things, which all interests us. However, I'd like to know from you, what's the business of fashion like at the moment? We all know that we're going through an economic downturn. People are battling financially at the moment. How are clothes selling? Is it still big business? I suppose we all need to be dressed in the morning, don't we?
Well, as you know, I do a lot of personal shopping, and the stores are very, very empty. So I think retail has taken a huge knock.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if you have somebody that knows what you need and where to get it, that's where the savings come in, and that's where I think economically it becomes more viable to have a personal stylist.
Let's talk about on that sort of tip then. Let's talk about doing a wardrobe on a shoestring budget. I mean, if I have 2,000-3,000 rand, let's say, and I need to go and make a couple of outfits, I suppose it's different for women versus men. Let's start there. Is it a completely different thing?
Not really. I think you just need to know where to shop.
Okay.
And I think places like Mango and Zara for women and men, actually, they've been very clever. They've come into this country at very, very good price points. I mean, some of their stuff is cheaper than Woolworths and Foschini and Truworths, which, I mean, I think that was a very clever strategy.
What about Mr. Price? I mean, what about Ackermans? What about Pep? Those sort of perceived to be cheaper stores. Is there opportunity to get a good outfit there?
Yeah, I think there's just an issue of quality in some of those places. But with Mr. Price, I mean, their buyers are very up to the minute with the trends. So if you're looking for something that is just that to wear for one season, then it's absolutely an option. But if you're looking for something that's going to last you a while, I don't think the quality is exactly where you need to be.
Okay, I've got 3,000 rand. It's me. Here I am. I'm going to hit the shops. Where do I start to get myself, let's say, 2 outfits? Am I going to make it on 3,000 rand?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're going to buy yourself two pairs of jeans,
Yep.
probably from Woolies or Zara, somewhere that caters for long legs.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to get yourself a good blazer, a couple of good T-shirts and shirts. At Zara, for instance, you can get a blazer for 1,500 rand, or you can get a blazer for 699 rand.
Right.
And they're all good quality. So it's just looking around and seeing what you can find to fit you properly, actually.
Well, I mean, that's one of the problems that I have, but I think it's a fairly unique problem. I don't think many people are as tall and as large as I am.
I don't think it's a unique problem at all. I think that everybody, like I said earlier, everybody has such different body types, and shops cater for, generic body types. So to help people find the right thing is a really rewarding part of my job.
What about the opportunity to make clothes locally versus Chinese imports and imports from overseas? Is it something that you think is affecting South African fashion industry? Are we seeing local fashionistas and local clothes manufacturers being affected by that?
Well, yeah, because I think the quality of the clothing that comes from China is sometimes better than what's made locally.
Right.
And if you look at the top designers, some of their clothes are really not that great quality at all.
That's interesting. I would have thought it would be the other way around, actually. I would have thought that South Africans made great clothes, and sometimes mass Chinese imports would be of lesser quality. So you think it is hurting the South African industry in a way?
Yeah, I do, definitely.
Okay, so we figured out that 3,000 rand will get me a couple of pairs of pants, a blazer, some nice shirts and T-shirts.
Some good leather shoes.
For 3,000 rand, I suppose that would be a fair assumption. What about the ladies, though? Is that still a fair amount of money? Can you do it on less?
It's much less.
Right.
It's easy to shop for ladies like that.
Right.
Because you can buy a vest for 59.99, and then you can get a dress for 1.5 grand. So if you put it all together, I mean, you can get a lot for their money.
Okay. Then I want to know, finally, from your business point of view, you've obviously seen a gap in the market. You're styling people. What do you have to say to folks who say, well, look, I just can't afford it. I don't have the money for you to come in and do my wardrobe. What's your selling point from the style coach point of view?
Well, I think it is, first of all, it's a convenience thing. It's people don't have to go into the shops. They don't have to go and find what they don't necessarily need, but they want.
Yep.
So they're getting exactly in their cupboards what they need. They're not wasting money on trends. I'm showing them how to put trends into their wardrobe to suit them. I'm saving them money on petrol and having to go and do alterations. And I think also because I know where to shop, and I have got the time to go to all those different places, it makes it affordable as well.
You've got to love shopping, right?
I love shopping.
I suppose you get your shopping frustrations out with other people's time and money.
Well,
that's a cool job.
I have to tell you that my own wardrobe has definitely suffered since I've started this job.
I want to turn our attention to corporates now and talk about fashion seminars and fashion talks and stuff like that. You're also very active when it comes to corporates who, let's be honest, sometimes don't really think that that's a necessity when they're running a business, But from your point of view, it's super important. Tell us about corporates and clothes in the workplace.
Well, I think that unfortunately, there's definitely a fine line between dressing for work and dressing casually, and in a lot of businesses, that line is very wavy and doesn't really exist anymore. I did a talk for a government institution, and it was unbelievable the way people thought that they could arrive to work. I mean, there were girls wearing slippers in the office, and they'd come to work in their heels on the public transport, but then wear slippers at work. I think it's an education process. There need to be rules, there need to be guidelines. It doesn't have to be stringent suits and things, but you need to look professional, because you don't know who you're going to see, you don't know who's going to come into the office, and I think you just feel better and more professional.
Okay, so what are some no-nos for corporate dressing? What would you say you mustn't do?
Well, as a woman, I think it's just revealing too much skin. I think it is wearing skirts that are too short, clothes that are tattered, little string vests. For guys, I think it's where it depends what business it is, but I mean in a corporate environment, wearing T-shirts that have got rude slogans on them.
Sasha Martinengo.
Yeah, this is not really a corporate environment.
I'm just joking. Yeah, yeah.
I think you know what. If the guys are staring at you walking down the passage,
Right.
and they're all having a big giggle, you know that something you're wearing is not right. I mean, it's common sense, really. I mean,
Okay.
you don't want to look like the village idiot. You don't want to look like the village.
Yeah. I get it. All right. Finally, 2 more questions for you. The first one is this: we're into summer now, fortunately, although Cape Town's still battling a bit. But it's almost summer. Summer's here. Temperatures are rising. What should we be looking out for to look and feel good from a style coach point of view? What would you recommend?
I think for women, dresses are just essentials for summer. I mean, there's so many different styles and shapes, and for all body types. I think dresses are the easiest things to do because you just put one thing on. I think not a lot has changed since last summer. The trends haven't changed dramatically at all. And for guys, nothing's really changed.
Okay. That's fair enough. So hanging out with some shorts and a nice T-shirt would be good for a guy. When it comes to work,
Slim-fitting T-shirts are always good.
Okay, so that means back to the gym. When it comes to corporate wear, nothing tatty, nothing sort of stringy, nothing too revealing. And for guys, you reckon a nice blazer and a shirt with some nice pants and shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean even a pair of jeans with a blazer would look great on a guy, as long as it's just good quality, it fits well, that long enough, etc., etc.
All right. Well, listen. I think you need to give Martinengo and I a little bit of a makeover here. Do you know that? I think we need to maybe talk about this because, quite honestly, we probably both need some help. Dominique, where can we get hold of you if we want to catch up with you at a later stage? Maybe somebody wants to get you into their wardrobe, or just have you chat to their company, or come and help them with styling stuff. Where can we get hold of the Style Coach?
All my details are on thestylecoach.co.za, or I'm on Twitter at Dommy Wolf.
Okay, at Dommy Wolf, and thestylecoach.co.za. That is the website. Dominique, thanks so much for joining us today. Good luck. I think it's a cracking business, and I do hope that you got a lot of people who are looking a lot better this summer due to your help, and enjoy the shopping.
Thank you so much.
There you go. That is our small business feature for today. It's all brought to you by FNB Business Banking.
The Business. Weekdays 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on bulls.co.za. Brought to you by FNB Business Banking.